My colleagues in the data science databases group are Sue Davidson, Val Tannen, and Buntao Liu. And really what our focus on is the aspects of data science and data discovery that go all around and also include machine learning. It turns out if you talk to people who are actually doing data science, they will tell you that 80+% of the work that's happening in the area is the steps before you apply machine learning modeling or the steps afterward in maintaining things. So there are all sorts of challenges in finding the right data, assessing its quality, integrating data from different places, cleaning it, exploring and trying to figure out the right hypotheses. And then even when you build a model, how do you deploy it at scale? How do you maintain it? How do you reason about it, and so on? So we're incredibly interested in all of these aspects of this broader data science pipeline. And the Penn Database Group works on problems all up and down the stack with real data scientists and with our colleagues in core traditional machine learning. I'll highlight a couple of the key areas. One of the main areas where Penn has been a leader across actually multiple subcommunities within CS is in the study of what's called data provenance. This is really taking derived data. This could be from a query, it could be a machine learning model, it could be a report, and really tracking enough information that we can explain where it came from, how it was derived, how to reproduce it, who created it, the acquisition conditions, and so on. This is increasingly important for a wide variety of different applications, including explaining results, assessing the trustworthiness of one record versus others, doing incremental updates, debugging. There's just lots of other scenarios where we need to understand data relationships in order to get efficiency or correctness. Most of the foundations of this field are things that our group has worked on: modeling data provenance, storage, querying, and so on. A highlight in this area is work by my colleagues Sue Davidson and Val Tannen and their students on taking ideas from this data provenance space and applying them to machine learning models so that you can incrementally recompute the model as things are actually changing out from under you. So it's kind of a streaming update model, really made possible by a convergence of ideas from databases and machine learning put together. Another major project in our group is called Juno. This is really trying to rethink the process and the environment the data scientists use. What we've observed from many collaborations is there are lots of scenarios where there are shared data sets. This might be on public sites like Kaggle or in the scientific data arena, or it might be within an enterprise. What often happens is lots of different people need to access and analyze the data, and they all start by doing roughly the same things. You have to import the data, clean it, define a schema, extract some features, link it, etc. And our aspiration is really to look at what everybody across the community is doing and start to learn and recommend best practices from other users so that instead of you inventing everything from scratch, you can actually reuse what's out there. So some of the kinds of recommendations that the Juno system does include looking for code and schemas to import external files or finding related data sets, extracting features, finding other cleaner versions of the data, and so on. And what's been fun about this is today you can access all sorts of data science tasks by leveraging the Jupyter Notebook ecosystem, which is what we link into, and essentially build archival, storage, and tracking systems underneath. Let me wrap up with two other highlighted projects that might be of interest. One of them is focusing on processing streaming data from mobile health and Internet of Things devices. So here we're especially interested in trying to do new languages and models for expressing machine learning computations over data from wearables and like, trying to balance privacy, efficiency, and actual ability to detect and respond to events. And a second major project is looking at another trend in hardware, which is toward so-called disaggregated data centers, where CPU, memory, disk, and so on are all in independent boxes. Now, how do you rethink databases and other kinds of systems in order to actually map to that kind of modern architecture in a more efficient way?